University lecturers across the country are set to take industrial action this week following changes to their pension schemes that they feel will leave them with less money after they retire. The lecturers are set to begin stage 1 of their campaign, which will consist of them working only their contracted hours. Further stages of the campaign will include rolling strikes. Academics have also threatened to boycott the marking of students' work if university employers are unwilling to cooperate.
It's something that we don't like to have to do. Ideally, we were supposed to have a consultation on these issues around the pension scheme. 90% of respondents to the scheme disagreed with the changes, but they went ahead anyway. So in a sense, they've left us without many other options to try and bring the employers back to the table. And that's why we decided to have this action.
Student unions affected by the dispute are keen to voice their views.
So the situation has kind of come to a head. It's not being really dealt with. So they're striking and they're taking action to try and resolve these issues. Which will, of course, have real big connotations on the student body because of reduced lecture hours, reduced contact time. So, from a student union perspective, this needs to be resolved very quickly.
As gas and electricity charges continue to rise for households across the country, consumers are starting to feel the pinch. Winchester's Citizen Advice Bureau offers help to local residents.
In some respects, it's worse for Winchester because it's actually very expensive to be poor in Winchester. Everything's more expensive. If you're on a benefit-only income or a low income and you live in one of the most expensive cities in the country, then it's going to hit us quite hard.
The University of Southampton has received a £1.4 million grant that will help academics and students study photonics, the science of light. The investigating team are looking forward to seeing how their research will change the future of the field. Winchester City stretched their lead at the top of the Wessex Premier League table. Jamie White, debutant Andrew White and Mark Lilly scored for the Citizens. The Basingstoke Bison played Milton Keynes Lightning on Sunday. The Bison went into the game 3 points behind their opponents. Henry Lewintit saw the action unfold. Winchester University's very own Sound Radio will be broadcasting live for 24 hours. All the proceeds from the event will be donated to children in need.
This is a university that's proud of its Christian heritage, and that translates into a real desire to serve the community and to serve charities and people in need. So it's particularly important that we do these sort of things. It's a no-brainer, actually. They have to tune in.
We're obviously trying to raise money for children in need, but at the same time, we're obviously raising awareness for other people doing children in need as well.
And now over to the sport with Tom.
Thanks, Hetty. Basingstoke Town Football Club has announced that manager Frank Gray and his assistant Jerry Murphy have been released from their roles with immediate effect. Gray and Murphy have been at the club since 2008, but a string of poor results has seen the Dragons drop valuable points. Academy manager Jason Bristow has been appointed first-team manager, with Kevin Braybook as his assistant. Bristow will take charge of the role for the remainder of the season. For a full interview with the new Basingstoke Town manager Jason Bristow, log on to sportsweek.org.uk. AFC Totton have 2 games in hand over top side Brackley Town. A win against Evesham United could see them replace Brackley at the summit of the Evo Stick South League Premier Division. Lee Jarvis reports from the Testwood Stadium. If you've travelled by taxi in Southampton, what you've said has been recorded. That's the issue local taxi firms are disputing as Southampton City Council enforce a policy that requires taxis in the area to have cameras installed inside. This gadget here is the reason for the debate, a camera capable of capturing video and sound from the inside of the taxi. Southampton taxi firm director Kevin May has spent £30,000 fighting the camera policy in court.
They treat this absolutely disgracefully.
A virus affecting sheep, cattle and goats has reached Hampshire. The deadly Schmallenberg virus, which was first seen in Europe at the end of last year, could have a dramatic effect on farmers. This story contains images that some viewers may find upsetting. Hetty Malim reports. I'm here outside the University of London Union building, which marks the start of today's student protest march. Protesters are here to dispute the rise in tuition fees, which have reached £9,000 per year. The event is organised by the National Campaign Against Fees and Cuts and is also supported by the NUS. Police have stated that they will be prepared to use force if protesters become hostile. Tom Morgan, Winchester News Online, London. Budget cuts have divided councillors at Hampshire County Council. The Liberal Democrats feel residents are at risk after the Conservative administration made around £45 million of cutbacks to services. Lewis O'Brien reports. And now to ice hockey. The Basingstoke Bison welcomed the Bracknell Bees at the Planet Ice Arena. With 11 games to go, the Bison were hoping to stay in touch with the playoff places. Henry Lewintit reports. Campaigners are upset over plans to tackle poor dental health in Southampton by altering the contents of tap water. The plans, made by the Strategic Health Authority, could be in danger of breaking the law if the scheme affects unconsulted areas. Daniel McCrell has more. That's all from us this week. For more award-winning news and sport, log on to winol.co.uk. Thank you and goodbye.